Fro emuno the issue na Kevin Taylor aka ho asem no a transcend abepi nsem bi emu ni nyina about corruption any bribery any ade a empanimfo a omo edidadida aman ahodo ano ene ejumekuo ne organizations aso no omo edi now on your screens no Congo FA president sabre amene wo kase papa yi na so aye hye papa esanse Congo aban no a sentence no to life imprisonment ane ni nyina ne se during the COVID-19 era no wakodi aban sika bi na chese wo se nka ye sponsor a particular dwumedie bi wo Congo mine emu enti wo share screens so see Congo FA president Blaise Mayolas sentenced to life in prison over embezzlement of COVID funds. Abusia COVID funds so ena papai sa ye chire mu a female anase a man wo mu team na e wo Congo no during COVID-19 no ye de sika bi si wo senke wo se wo mo edidi dwuma e beboa ama team no akodanim ena ene papai FA president wo no ene na paafo a wonye omo adwuma no wo mo ekodi sika no na omudi ye nso anso ho a ne mane ne yerum nso eka ho bia sabe amene o kase papa no ya sentence into life imprisonment na sika omo hye no ye keka kwa na chese ye almost 1.3 million dollars ena Yera Mayolas wode afa ne siase a chese sika no eko na o hye kwadro e de bo no na money laundering, embezzlement of fund, abusiafo, forgery, chese wa forge signatures ni ade and what they do pe. Enkosi wa ne yere ene ne ba enso ya sentence you more to life imprisonment. Now the conversation right now people are having is, why can't we have same in Ghana? Just like other countries, now no other it is Nigeria, one former minerals one ye chain or babesia ya sentence enti adenti na Ghana nkwa de enti minchibi amanfo chema team oral musha sia din gidi pa se ena ye bechichi MPP form penimfo a wo madi sika form ase ye che omunyina besi nne muntimi en sentence obia ema no prison sentence kwa po ema ye bi nya rechichere ama amanfo ye de eka wansem se Ghana yete ha ene ye ni bebie ye ho so no na Kanforiata krade waka US anya de obesi Ghana hampo biem na ye hu no ni nyina mu no amanfo eka sa asem we na omo tage former health minister ane ono nso sebe ye keka ne nsem no ye bebo ni din frem a na ye chese former health minister Yera Akufo-Addo na no ada na timora for woni case so pa say whatever be the case no nso ye be hwe ne nsem a sentence no besi ne wonenam ho emene ni video bi abeto monte a ochemu say NDC forecast on meche no ho na ache no se oda so nenam ho what can you ever do to me mutimi nya mehwe and then Yamafo Chem said Team Oral cannot fail us because engina ye de rare ashe wo mu emu. Now ye kwhwe video na Yera Ajimamenu kasa about the fact that he's still working freely after how many years and months I will be enye ne hwe ye ba ye beto aso
ya make am swimming phone kitinkiti amawia anka bia anka haiso best stand up kakra enti menye mobosa mensu ye binu ba atwa hwe awu manager hayo ye be kina tum ye be ya ni sei afie atwam manager hayo na wiase se odi nokre ye nipa nyina ni bani be so ne awoye we da we nipa obetie bi na so amana kase wi ba se oti wi no da na wani pade chew no tie de chewa that's right biso ababi obeka wi no wonte ho asem da nti ebe bibi ama afodru ba bi experience kakra minya ye dwon meka bi a kire besem mo share radio for mo fanko se MP no dwon ono o san ye clear agent o wiska o sika se die ya do mama ni ma ya ye din wo register ma ye to aba no ye 45,000 muntie ni pa
Yera ajeman menu abusia ena ekoti nsema wode etudwa wo se wo so meche no afie na etwamu a wogina hwei hwenye no obi anche no. I mean, so this is something I'm for chem say wow. Enti papa person wo chese tim oral for to krodum hanum say just like that, and people are working freely omu entimi nyehwe ana, and to think that he's even saying it out loud and was actually media for say munfa nko kire wo no mu say after a year no I'm still here. I mean, nobody has arrested me, and I'm for him just like Congo for me aye no COVID-19 ye kan wa asem Ghana ha ade be chia ma ade asa sikara afan kofonse ase based on COVID-19 ye boss wa yentimi bo enti oral must work e wo so mu ye adwuma yin se nokre wo mo eye adwuma ye gina oral in some way so no na ye rasam owusu a wono ka United a friend same party no we ye alanche maten na menyoko no no ono so eche mu se auditor general why a whole lot of a friend is saying reported there about sika fan and we can't keep quiet. Team Oral must act. Team Oral must act whether they like it or not. Now we're highlighting on a whole lot of issues because according to him from the look of things MPP4 most of them needs to be arrested. I was here chichi omo pa near sentence you omo meko life imprisonment enko omo ebe more number of years sentence so yen fa more because the harm that has been caused to this country e ka omo dia bo my way no ye chichire so a enye yi. Now Samuel Usu wakasa abusia ne nsem ne de edoso yie pa na so nyina ye beje bre na yetie no ye ba ye beto aso.
From what I deduce from it.
It's rather unfortunate, you see.
But how would you respond to this? For example, this one is from Delight and says that we are tired of listening to rubbish allegations. You claim you're not happy, yet you can't prosecute offenders. Obvious, you're all there to enrich yourself.
That is
an ordinary person.
I mean, that is the point. And that is where this morning I will focus. How many times, deliberately, ever since election 2024 was over, you will bear me out. That anytime I've come here, it has been corruption, ora. I know why I've been doing that. It's deliberate.
Why?
Because the Ghanaian has this attitude of femenyame. Yenja manenka. No, within 6 months, we will talk about the matter and then we stop. And that is where I have a difficulty with my brother. He must be concerned with what has been reviewed.
So you are saying that we should keep reminding them.
In fact, every day your topic must be on corruption. Charles and Mr. an engineer, innocent person working with Pomasido, gets knocked down, hit and run. The person is picked up. They go to Ridge Hospital. They go to police hospital. They go to Kolebu Hospital. On the issue of bed, common bed, Charles is gone. And we come and sit here and say, we want to change what? The narrative?
You think we are massaging the issue?
What are we talking about? Look, the report says there is a systemic plunder. This one is English. That's why I tell them, reduce it to the level of my people on the street. What the report is saying that there is a system to steal, to loot, to chop.
Simple?
Very simple. That's what the report says. The auditors that met, the Ernst & Young, the PricewaterhouseCoopers agrees that they have been looting, they have been chopping, they have been stealing from us.
8.1 billion.
8.1, and that is all. Because if you read the report carefully, they say 13.3 billion has not been validated. I can tell you that if you add the 13.3 billion to the 8.1, making about 22 billion, this is the amount of money people wanted to put in their pocket.
Who?
Ministers, heads of institutions, the technocrats, all of them. Because you see, the technocrats cannot do it without the ministers' involvement.
And vice versa.
Nobody must take the politician out. We did not go and vote for, we queued to go and vote for the internal auditor. First of all, who appoints the auditor, internal auditor general? It is the president. Every ministry, department, and agency has an internal auditor. And their boss is appointed by the president. In fact, the board that regulates the internal audit agency, and Act 658, is appointed by the president at Article 70. So if any internal auditor who themselves are corrupt, I've said it time without number, on this platform, that who watches the watch, these auditors you find in various ministries, they are corrupt.
Oh.
So corrupt. And this has review.
You cannot make those.
Oh, So you see, that is why they keep sitting down there and they think that business as usual. They are so corrupt. Either than that, how would a payment be raised when there is no contract? When there is no document backing it? According to the report, 8.1 billion was rejected because there was no contract backing it, no documents, no invoices attached to it. Yet, it was able to move through the system. It was okay. It got to the control accountant, and it was only waiting for funds to be available for payment to be made. And you say what? Look, this practice of you have been paid, then they recycle the very invoice to take monies again, has been in the system for a long time. I don't know, and it has become a template that everyone makes from it. 4.4 billion was going to be paid for projects that have already been paid.
Really?
A chunk of it at the Ministry of what? Roads and Highways. When the road has not been constructed, they raise IPCs and then go and take the money and then introduce it into the system. By the way, this morning an elderly woman called me and said he had Mr. Lanchemantin nearly transferred 89.5
yes, because it's there.
million Ghana cedis.
For one district, one factory in
to Antiabna, the truth of the matter is that Mr. Lanchemantin resigned from the MPP on the 5th of January 2023. He has no clue. In fact, this audit has to do with 2024. Is that not the case? At that time, what I remember is that Katie Hammond was the Minister of Trade and Industry. The man that said that young ones, so you may have to run it by him to see whether
so
he has any.
Your boss is innocent.
How can he be? If he's
okay.
if he's part of it, I'll be the first person
so
to
you're
call
saying
him
the
out.
audit year?
The audit year in 2024, KT Amon and Co were the ones responsible for it.
But look at the whole policy.
Basolo, these amounts, as being cited in
Yes.
this report, are quite outstanding.
They have looted you, and you are not. You see, the youth of today, they are home. They are not getting jobs to do. Money that are supposed to be used to better their lot. People said that the ministry should generate their own invoices. Look, we were in this country when the former minister of Agri, Brian Achambo, told us that because it did not rain, Ghana needed money to go and buy what? Food. You conducted the interview here. At that time, they were looking for some amount near closer to, is it 5 billion or so?
500 million.
Oh, no, it was more than that.
Yeah.
Yes. And we said, what was he going to use it for?
Is it to buy maize, cereals?
And the maize, they told you, they said 100,000 maize, metric tons. They could only deliver 11,900 metric tons. Now, they said they bought 34,000 metric tons of rice. They could only account for 24,000. Meanwhile, they are taking 717 million Ghana cedis. Do you remember the MPP and their internal elections?
I don't understand.
So that is the